Well, I just passed something that was mildly interesting. What in the hell is this Lincoln head doing out here? It's just an oddity here we're gonna go check out. Just a really strange little doodad. And I'll take whatever I can get, because it's kind of boring out here. I don't know if you see it out here or not, but it's just a little Lincoln head that somebody takes care of. It's all mowed around and all that. Is it just a mile marker? Or what in the world is it? Maybe it's not a Lincoln head. It is a Lincoln head that says J.E. Moss. No, I don't know what it is. Kind of looks like Lincoln. Just weird. Well, I was learning something here. I found that J.E. Moss, which what I thought was a Lincoln head back there, is actually J.E. Moss, who owned the land at the corner of 25 North in the old Lincoln Highway. Said he'd give the Iowa Highway Commission land for the curve if they'd put up memorial markers. The markers were vandalized in the 1950s and restored in 2001, a few months before this guy I'm reading his article took his picture. Well, it really makes me wonder what he did that was so important that these markers have to stay up. Maybe it's just something the local folks are into. Huh. Well, now we know what's there. Exactly why it's been maintained all these years, we can only guess. But we're going to get back down to the Lincoln Highway, down into Scranton. Should only take a minute here. And I'm just going to leave the camera on for that little bit. Sure do draw attention when you start looking at what the heck old J.E. Moss is up to. And, you know, usually eminent domain usually just means if we want a road through there, we're going to take it. You don't get a memorial marker for that. That's interesting. That's an aspect I never could figure out about the rich and famous, is that they and others want to memorialize them, thinking that that will keep them alive somehow. And, you know, In a way, I guess it does, but I don't need that. I'm not going to be here at that point. That, and they selectively want their memory to live on. They don't want you to remember any of the bad stuff, do they? I mean, you think about people that are memorialized, like George Washington is probably the most famous. I mean, I'm sure he was a great guy and all, positive. But did he really never tell a lie, as we were told? I doubt that. We'll let you go there. Interesting. He's like, look, I want to live forever in some sort of way. So if you don't mind, let's get me a memorial out there, and then you can have your road. I'll have to look more of that story up. That is just so interesting to me. Well, that's why I like the old roads. Well, the sign says turn here. I suppose I can. Sure don't make this easy. Actually, it's way easier than trying to figure it out yourself. So I shouldn't complain too much. Now this is right in between, so I guess I need to turn here. Another very old downtown. A bunch of Hebrew writing on it. Coming to another downtown, Jefferson, Iowa. Very strange building there. Got bells at the top. Huh. And like an observation deck. Now that is Abraham Lincoln there. Nice little town. The fairgrounds. That old restaurant. That was probably one of those restaurants where you park and then they come out to you. That one really stood up over the years. The one where I grew up, they tore that down. At the end of the 80s, early 90s or something. Do not enter, unsafe to occupy. I guess. Why don't they bulldoze something like that? Well, it's easy for me to say. Who's got money to demolish it? Takes money to tear it down too. This is Grand Junction, Iowa. Coffee corner there. Wow. I don't know why I find stuff like that fascinating. I would bet that burnt down. I better get back on track on my app here. Yeah, that's quite the teardown there. Mobil gas station. Let's take a look here. That is really cool. www.milosmobil.webs.com. That's got to be very old. Huh. Well, I like the a photo. Post office is getting some action. A lot of old car action here. The highway up there would be the modern 30. And there's a big L for Lincoln Highway up there. Those are all the states it goes through. We are here in Iowa, about in the middle. I don't know why they're positioned the way they are. Must be the layout of the highway. So it was the first coast-to-coast highway. Concept started in 1913. By the late 30s, promoters had achieved their objective. A completely paved highway running from New York City to San Francisco. So yeah, different than the National Road in many ways. I'm not going to read all that. I'm sure all the info is available online. This looks like a educational park. And it talks about the difficulties of going west, which even today there's many difficulties due to weather and all sorts of problems. Yeah, that's what this is a little educational thing for the probably for the kids around here. Much better put together than things I've seen on the National Road, actually. I'm not sure what the pillars are for yet. This is going to tell us right here. Oh, it's a population graph. Huh. And it tells how many registered vehicles and miles of public roads. Interesting. Each wafer represents 50,000 people. Miles of road by the baskets. I don't know what they're talking about there. The length of the wire baskets. Oh, okay. I see. The rocks are. And the number of registered vehicles is each perforation in the steel panel. Probably got to walk closer to see that. Oh, there we go. I see it. It's this little perforated steel panel thing. Ah. Very informative if you're into roads. I'm into roads. That's something about the railway over there. I've hauled railroad wheels. That's a hard one to say. I've hauled those before. They didn't look like that. Those are much older. But the railroad industry actually goes through a lot of railroad wheels. They don't last forever. I may be repeating myself here, but basically those things there are just a visual showing the progress of population and roads. And it talked about how it was an important road for Iowa because of the mud problem. They couldn't drive vehicles very well because they would just sink in the mud. A lot of the things we take for granted now they dealt with every day. You know, if you can't get your vehicles moving through the mud, that's a bit of a problem. And the mud around here, it gets deep. Why the farming's so good is because the climate's pretty good and the topsoil is excellent. But after all that's done, I'm probably gonna get off of the old Lincoln unless I decide to just take camera photos to throw in with this. Very old post office, still in operation, it looks like. This still look good. No, not good at all. Don't do this stuff with a gold wing. Just stay the main road. Well, we got to see the really old post office, right? That is a crazy looking ambulance. If I have to guess, which I do a lot of guessing, I bet bet you they needed a great big ambulance because we're so far out in the middle of nowhere that they need to be able to have more equipment for critical care getting to the biggest hospital. I did not catch the name of this town yet. Doesn't say it on the maps. Oh well. It's another town on the Lincoln Highway in Iowa. Still don't know what the name of this is. Boone County. Yeah, it was the capital of Boone County, or not the capital, the seat, the county seat. Looks like we're heading away from it. Well, I don't have much information about the county seat of Boone County, other than it seemed like a nice little town. Free bricks at your own risk. You know, that makes sense to me. You're getting free bricks. Can't expect them to take your risk. We're out of there. I should have stopped and got a free brick. Well, we're done with the Lincoln Highway for now. I went ahead and dropped down to 30. Stop eminent domain abuse. Amen. We're gonna just keep going. Those roads were too treacherous for a motorcycle. But it was interesting. I learned something back there. I enjoyed the little towns. But now it's time to work harder on getting home. I have always wondered, well, no, not always. I have wondered ever since I found out about the Lincoln Highway what it would be like to follow that. It'd be a lot of work is what it'd be like, because those roads, the actual road was in really bad areas. That's why they had to build the new roads out of new construction methods. So we're going into Ames, Iowa now. I'm gonna stop and get gas, take this vlogging gear off my helmet. Maybe tomorrow's ride we'll talk some more. I hope you enjoyed today. I'll leave the camera running in case something happens. I can throw in a little bit of bonus footage, if you will. That guy was all over the place back there, and then he cut over way too soon. He's on that struggle bus, struggling.